It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. I'll be your host today. If you want to follow the news articles as we review them today, just go over to Facebook, search for Tech for Senior, and follow along with the news articles. And if you want to send us a news article that you've seen this week, send it to techforseniorinfo@gmail.com, and we'll put it on the list and review it. All right, let's get started with the show. Good morning, Bar. This is Tech for Senior Live. It is November the 30th. I'm Ron Brown, and I'll be your host today for the next hour as we go through all the news of the week. We have a star-studded panel today for you. We've scoured the world for the smartest people to go over the news of the week, and we have them here. And I'll introduce everybody in just a minute. So you're probably wondering, if you're new, who the heck are we? Well, we're a group of seniors who like to talk about news and talk about all sorts of things. And we have a show on Monday. The big show is on Monday, Tech for Senior. We certainly encourage you to come over and have a look. I'll just put our website is, of course, www.techforsenior.com. And we have our Monday show is a Zoom meeting. So you can actually participate. We have a big audience. We usually get about 70, 80 people every Monday, and it broadcasts out to Facebook and YouTube. Have a lot of fun. Huey and I have been doing it with Bob and Ray and the whole gang for about, this will be coming up our 5th year, Huey. We're almost at season 5. So it's we have a really good time. So if you're listening now and you haven't been to our Monday show, I would certainly encourage you to drop in and see us. Now, for those of you who, of course, are on the Monday show and want to see the Thursday show, I see some of you have already logged into our Zoom account. Well, this isn't a Zoom meeting, so we'll see you next Monday. No, you have to sort of, it's a little bit complicated. We're broadcasting this from StreamYard, and we're broadcasting it out to YouTube and Facebook. So if you go to our website, there's a button that says Take Me to the Show, and you just click that and it'll take you to the right place. But if you are on our YouTube channel or Facebook page, you'll see the show being broadcast live. Now, the other thing is on our Monday show, we can see everybody that's there. We have no idea today who's out there listening. The only way we know if anyone's listening to us is if you are indeed put something in the chat. So if you put something in the chat, like your name, where you're from, what the weather is, if you have any questions, put something in there, then we know who you are and we'll introduce you as well. So please do that, and we will uh, as we go through the show. If you have any comments or questions about anything we're going to talk about, just put it in there. We of course record these shows as we do our Monday show, so they're all on our YouTube channel if you want to want to watch that. And we also have a newsletter. If you go to our website www.tech4senior and you could sign up for our newsletter. We don't sell you anything. We don't keep your email address. We own our own distribution list, and we're not selling it to anybody. So all you do is you get 2 great newsletters each week that we send
for free. For free.
Huey, are we still doing it for free? I told you we should start charging for these. We're still doing it for free?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay, it's for free then. You don't have to pay anything. All right. So anyway, so do that, and we'll and it keeps us in. What one of the big features of the newsletter is it tells you what we're doing and what's on the show and where you find things and all that sort of thing. So it's really helpful, and I would certainly encourage you.
Ron, if you start charging, I want a raise in my pay.
You want a raise as well.
You can double it.
Double it, yeah.
I know. You guys just oh well. It's we all work so hard, but it's all free. We're just having a lot of fun. Well, let me introduce our panel today. Now, a couple of one surprise for you. Of course, we have, which is no big surprise. We have Huey Popluck, of course, my partner on the Monday show. Huey today is coming to us through his iPad. So he's a man of many talents. He has, of course, his PC, he has his Chromebook, and he has his iPad, and he uses them all like he's ambidextrous, like he plays different instruments. And so he's today on his iPad. So can you hear me, Huey?
I hear you loud and clear. I'm not only on a different piece of equipment, I'm in a different room.
Oh man,
I'm in the kitchen instead of the bedroom.
I love my computer, my setup. I couldn't do this. I couldn't move around so much. It's confusing.
Well, I tried my Chromebook earlier, as you know, but the people out there don't know. I tried my Chromebook and it just didn't have enough oomph, and it kept freezing up and so on. So I went to my iPad, which isn't as easy to use, but boy, is it clear, and it seems to work better.
Yeah,
I wish it was more like this, but it's sitting on my kitchen table on top of the Chromebook and on top of a box. So
it looks good. It's really clear, amazing, good quality mic too. It's good.
Well, and I got one of my portable lights.
Yep.
So I've got light in front of me. Yeah.
100%. Speaking of 100%, I want to introduce our next guest. Of course, he's a man that's been with us since our show started. He's our security expert, the man that keeps the bad guys out of the show. He also is very talented as well. He talks internationally on security issues, but also is a very prolific producer of YouTube videos on all sorts of technology. He's a regular contributor on one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, even though he used to be a boxer, and has a sort of a scrappy side to him if you get on his wrong side. So you have to sort of be nice to him. But he's a wonderful individual, and we're so happy that he's on our Monday show as well. And that would be Mr. Bob Costicius from Los Lunas, New Mexico.
Good morning. And with keeping people out, sometimes it keeps the wrong people out who should be in. But unfortunately, if you sign in with some name that nobody recognizes, or the teacher, or the professor, or I'm sorry, I have to look out for the safety of the overall show. And if I send you a message in the chat to please identify yourself, if you don't, I don't let you in. So please put in a name when you sign in. Don't have it as so-and-so's iPad. That doesn't help.
Doesn't help. Thanks, Bob. Welcome to the show. And just to let you know that I think I told you earlier, I'm ready with my snowblower and I bought some new snowshoes and ready for the big snow that's coming. And I saw the weather last night, and they said it's an El Nino year and it's unlikely we're going to get any snow at all down in the area. I live on, of course, a little island off Vancouver and in Canada, and it's we do get snow in the winter, some mostly up on the ski hill behind us, but occasionally there's 2 or 3 weeks of snow. And this year I made a big decision, that I'm going to have a snowblower ready, and I even bought some snowshoes, so I'm going to keep my driveway clean. And I guess I'm not going to be able to use it. Maybe I'll send it down. And do you get much snow down where you are, Bob?
Not enough. Ray
No.
is the one who would be getting the snow.
I'll send the snowblower down, and maybe Ray can use it for the week. Which brings up our next guest, who is our music director on our show. He's a very popular guy. He has toe tapping music all the time for us as the outro. He's also the president of APCUG, and very trustworthy because he's also the treasurer. And his wife, Carol, says he's the nicest man she's ever met. So with that, I'm going to introduce Ray Baxter from Pine, Arizona.
Thank you very much, Ron. As always, I always like to tell you that flattery will get you everywhere.
There we go. Yeah, so that's the group that's here, which happens to be the same group that's always here. Anyway. Anyway, let's have a look and see who's listening. Now, sorry, but I have to do the comments today because, of course, Huey's on his iPad and this doesn't work. So I'm going to have to bring them up. So if I screw it up, Huey, sorry.
You'll not be fired.
Yeah. All right. Let's come down here. See, Ed Weiss says 41 degrees, sunny in central New Jersey. Gene Lingenfelder, 43 degrees in western Pennsylvania. Bernard DeFazio, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 49 degrees. Someone down in your neck of the woods, Huey, Stan Wallner, yep. Orlando, 48 degrees this AM, balmy, 65 degrees. That's a little cold for you guys, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got one more day of it. And then tomorrow it'll get back up it'll go to 81. And then tomorrow night it'll only go down to 68. So we'll be back to regular temperatures.
Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 37 degrees and overcast. Yes, Steve, I think we're going to have West Coast rain for a week. That's what it looks like. Gerald Smith, West Seattle, 39 degrees, light rain today. Heavy rain this weekend with snow in the mountains. That's about what we're dealing with as well. Liz Milford, high from Ohio, 45 degrees, partly sunny. Partly cloudy. Partly cloudy. Clark Walker, wow, it's 45 near Trenton, New Jersey. Last few days, it's been in the 20s and 30s. Sally Ann, Kirkland, expecting lots of rain. Yeah, West Coast going to get lots of rain. Bob's from that area as well. 38 degrees and overcast. But the interesting thing was, when I looked at the webcams up on the mountains this week, even though it was overcast, it was sunny. There's this low level of cloud and rain, all doom and gloom on the West Coast. But if you get above it, it's beautiful weather. Let's see, where were we? Bob. Dick Vogel, glad to see you. Viewers, remember to click the thumbs up icon. Yes, please do that. It's as close as you can come to paying the hosts. There you go. Yes, please do. That's really helpful for us. Thank you so much. 26 degrees and snow in Winthrop, Washington. Let's see, Steve G, Mike Lehman, Moncton, Mike Lehman from Moncton on my tablet in the car. Well, hopefully you're not driving as well. So your wife's driving and so on and so forth. I wonder, Mike, are you getting some snow out there in Moncton? I wonder what's happening on the other coast. Oh, Bob, you figured out how to use we have a new feature now, and we can actually put stuff in the chat, which is sort of cool. We can post comments. Thumbs up, always welcome and helpful. Thanks, Bob. So it actually works pretty good. We can now put stuff in the chat where we couldn't. Excellent. So that's great. So that's our
So the excuse of I can't share that link, you'll have to come back on Monday, won't work anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, yes. So here we go. So the what I wanted to talk to you
Take off the comment.
okay, right. Oops, sorry. Thanks thanks thanks, Huey. Let me bring up the my next screen here. Um Now I don't know where my first slide went. It should have been here. But the article we want to talk about ad blockers today. Now, the reason I brought that up in the article will be on our Facebook page that we're going to talk about was, of course, YouTube was going to be limiting and getting on top of people that are using ad blockers when they're using when they're playing YouTube. All right. And so I thought that would be so this was a big deal, right? Now, it's not sort of a big deal for Huey, Ray, and Bob, for the three of us, because we all have YouTube. We have YouTube
Premium.
Premier, yeah, Premier. I thought Prime Premier, right? We have YouTube Premier, so we never see ads. So I don't ever see ads on YouTube. So, but of course, ads are a big issue for people who don't have the Premier YouTube. Which is a problem, and YouTube is going to be throttling back the speed and doing a bunch of things to people who are using ad blockers. And I thought, well, this is a good time to go around the table and see, do you use an ad blocker, what the ad blocker is, and what are your feelings on ad blockers? So I thought I'd ask everybody what they use and what their comments are, and just to bring up the first slide here. This is some comments on ad blockers. In the vast landscape of the internet, where information flows freely and websites compete for our attention, the prevalence of online advertisements is undeniable. As we surf the web, we encounter an array of ads ranging from subtitle banners to intrusive pop-ups. In response to this, a growing number of users have turned to ad blockers, tools designed to enhance the online experience by removing or filtering out ads. However, the question arises, should we use ad blockers? In this blog post, we'll explore the arguments for and against the implications of this choice. So I guess that's sort of where I'm starting with here. And I thought I would ask our wise man, Huey Popluck, what his thoughts are in this, and do you use an ad blocker?
I do, and I use Ad Blocker Plus or Ad Block Plus. It's free, and it does do a really good job. But when you go now, most of the websites, when you go to them, they'll see an ad blocker, and they say you can't read this unless you turn off the ad blocker.
Oh.
And some of them also will have, it'll say you can turn it off, or there's another button is you don't have to support us by pressing here, and then then it works. But if you've got to turn it off, with Ad Blocker Plus, you can turn it off for the page you're on, and then you just refresh, or you can turn it off for the whole website. But some of these ads that they run, it's not advertising with them. They're using some third party, so you don't know what kind of ad you're going to get, and a lot of it's crap.
And that brings up a very good point, and that's right, Huey, is that sometimes we can accept some ads regarding the site that we're on, but like you say, there's a lot of time they're third party, where the company hires another company to put those ads in, and you see nothing but so many damn ads, you can't actually get to the information you want, right?
Yeah, and the ads are terrible. They're for in this area, and they know the area you're in, so they just put in the word such and such is no longer allowed, or there's a special deal in your area, and it's for some dumb item or some scammy, not quite scam, but almost item, and it's just you don't want to see it. And newspapers are really bad on that. They have a lot of crap in their ads.
Well, before Bob, we go. The next one I'm going to ask is Bob. But before we get to Bob, I just want to read you one more thing here. So, supporting. So, this is the article that is support. So this was against ad blockers. Many websites rely on advertising revenue to sustain their operations and provide free content to users. By blocking ads, users may inadvertently underwhelm the revenue streams of content creators, potentially jeopardizing the available of free content on the web. Economic impact. The online advertising industry plays a significant role in the global economy. Advertisements support businesses, drive innovation, and create jobs. Ad blockers have the potential to disrupt the economic ecosystem, impacting both small and large enterprises. And then selective blocking. Not all ads are intrusive or harmful. Some websites depend on responsible advertising to generate revenue without compromising user experience. Ad blockers, by indiscriminately blocking all ads, may hinder the growth of ethical and non-intrusive practices. Now, with that, I'd like to ask Bob, does he use an ad blocker? What ad blocker does he use? But also, wasn't Google supposed to do more focused advertising? And weren't they supposed to have some sort of selective advertising that they're doing now? Or, oh, that's through the Chrome browser. Can you sort of enlighten my knowledge on that, Bob?
Okay, yes, I do use an ad blocker, uBlock Origin, which does an excellent job on the ads that I can't stand. Again, I have selectivity. I can allow ads, certain sites, I can block ads, and I can also block ads on everything. But as a producer, you're right. That's how we make some money. Not a whole lot, but that's how we make some money. And I know on YouTube, the producer has a choice in what kind of ads he wants on his channel. On my channel, they're related to the videos. And mine is also set. If you don't want them, well, that's all right. I'll let you bypass them. There are ways that you can set them so that you can't. If you want to see the video, you have to watch the ad, forcing people to actually watch an ad and create some income for the producer. My channel isn't set up that way because I would make the videos if there was no ads anyway. But when I'm on a regular website, like Huey already mentioned, they're coming from third parties and they're garbage and they interfere with your ability to see the thing that you came to on the website for. Google is supposed to have responsible advertising, but that's not always the case either. So I don't turn off the ad blocker just because Google says they're already doing a good job of scanning ads and or not allowing ads.
Yeah, I don't mind ads at all. I was raised watching television. And there were ads,
Correct.
so it's second nature, and I don't worry about it. It's just some of the crap ads that I don't like.
Right. Now, Bob, do you think that since Chrome brought out, or I guess Google brought out their selective ad, have you seen any change? Do you think it's got any better? What's your opinion on that?
No, and Google is about to make another change where the ad blockers may not work anymore.
Oh,
Okay, and
okay.
if you watched last week's episode, Security News Roundup, I brought that up because that's one of the changes that's coming
That's coming, eh?
2024. Right.
All
I'm
right.
sure ad blockers will come up with a way to bypass that too. It's
Interesting.
inevitable.
Okay. Before we get to Ray, I know Ray has some comment on this as well, but just before we get there, now one of the excuse me, finding the middle ground, acceptable ads. Some ad blockers offer an acceptable ads feature, allowing non-intrusive and well-behaved ads to pass through the filter. This enables users to support content creators while still enjoying a relatively ad-free experience. Educating users, awareness around responsible advertising practice can empower users to make informed decisions. Encouraging transparency in the online advertising industry and supporting websites that prioritized user experience can contribute to a healthier online ecosystem. So Ray, let me ask you: what do you think about ad blockers, and do you use an ad blocker?
There's an ad blocker that is on my computer that I didn't put there. It somehow appeared, and I haven't taken the time to take it off. And I want to pick up on what Yui said a moment ago, that for decades we've been watching commercials that we don't like, but they're there. And you look at it that this is what the cost is for me to be able to watch my favorite television program. So fast forward now to the 21st century and the use of ad blockers. And I may be slightly wrong, but I was paying $11.99 a month for YouTube Premium. It may have gone up a little bit, but $11.99 a month translates to 40 cents a day. So please raise your hand if you can't afford 40 cents a day for a service that you use almost all the time, that you get so much information. Me, it's music. Other people, it's tutorials. It's a wonderful service. I'm happy to pay 40 cents a day. And the good news is, if you can't afford 40 cents a day, you can watch the ads. But you shouldn't be trying to take away a service from somebody that's providing it just because you don't want to pay 40 cents a day.
So it's interesting that YouTube, in 3 months, for a quarterly report, YouTube gross revenue was $24 billion. But the cost to run that, the overhead cost, is $16 billion. So it is, and the only real it's all ad revenue that supports this. So $16 billion is a lot of money, and that's and so I guess what people have to understand, there is a huge cost in doing this, right? There's a cost in producing all this.
Free, yeah.
And it isn't free. It's darn expensive, actually. So someone has to pay for it, and if we don't pay for it, and there's no advertising, and like, where does the money come from? So I guess advertising is here, and we have to accept that. But like Bob says, maybe we should be more selective, or have some sort of middle of the road.
Either you use it or you don't. If you're going to use it, pay for it. If you don't want to use it, then you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing, Ray, the other thing you talked about, the family plan on the
I did,
premium, the YouTube.
That's about $24, and you get five people. So
yeah, which
Carol
really
has her account. I have an account. My stepdaughter has an account.
That's really cool. And I think that's great, because I didn't know about it. The other thing today, in one of the articles that we're going to show, is they actually talked about an annual, like pay on a yearly basis. I've never seen that on YouTube Premium. There was no place that I could ever find, but they talked about it in an article today about there is a yearly price, which is even cheaper. And I thought, where the heck is that? Does anyone put it in the comments if you buy YouTube Premium on a yearly basis? I can't find out how to sign up for a year, because you save a couple of months, right? And it's something we're all going to have. So that would even be better. But I can't find that. Anyway, so maybe this is just something new they brought out.
One thing I don't like, Facebook doesn't, you can't block the ads in Facebook, because it'll say sponsored by, so you know that it's an ad. But a lot of them, they'll be talking about, let's say, a restaurant, and it sounds really interesting. So I click on it to see where it is, because they don't tell you where it is. And it's some restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, that's, I don't want to know about that.
It's a long drive.
But now I have looked at it. Now I'm getting all kinds of ads for Louisville of all kinds of things, including restaurants, but other stores and other things in that area, because I clicked on it. And that irks me. If you're going to advertise, give enough information that I am either going to click on it or not. Because they made some money from me clicking on it, and I have no interest in it.
Ron,
now, just to let everyone know, I use uBlock Origin the same as Bob does, because I always follow Bob. I ask Bob, what do you use? And Bob tells me, and I use it. So Bob told me to use uBlock, and it works fine. It seems to be fine.
Ron, one notice on our ability to post. We can't put links in there. The links are grayed out. I put in a link for uBlock Origin, and it comes up grayed out. So apparently, they allow you to post in here, but not links.
All right.
So we're still stuck.
We're so stuck. Let me have a look now. The problem is coming up. Is okay. Come find Hugh. You always used to do this. Is finding where you left off, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I'll be glad when you're back on the job here. Uh, Mike Lehman, just flurry threes so far. Temperatures around 0 degrees. Okay. So the East Coast hasn't had the big snowstorms yet. Steve Parker, YouTube's ad blockers attitudes, a classic example of the Streisand effect. Carl says Troy, Michigan, 20. I think that's below freezing, isn't it? Like that's
Yep.
a little on the,
32.
Yeah,
that's a
30
little on the
32
cold
Fahrenheit.
side. Maybe Carl wants to borrow my snowblower for the winter. Dick Vogel, could you put the chat the ad blockers you use, please?
We can't.
We can't do that. So anyway, so uBlock Origin, just Google that. That's the one I use. Huey, what you use? What you use?
Ad blocker plus.
Right. And what, Ray? Do you know?
I
you
don't use. There,
Okay.
there is one that got on my computer, and I haven't taken the time to delete it. But I don't believe in
Okay.
ad blockers. If you want to use it, pay for it.
Okay.
They are extensions, so you just go into where you can add extensions and put in ad blocker, and you'll see there's a lot of choices.
Okay. Stan Wallner, we're just going to ask the same question. Steve Parker, uBlock Origin is an ad blocker browser. Yes, right. Steve, you're right. Yeah. It's just an extension to Chrome. I would imagine it's probably on the other services like probably available as well. Carl says, does Malware Bytes work to stop ads? I don't think so, does it?
No.
Carl says, I have a Toyota snowblower.
Mhm.
Only had to use it twice in the past 2 years. Toyota makes a snowblower? Really? Or is he using it? Or does he have a Toyota truck? And a big blade on the front, and
That's
he's
the
driving
answer.
They make a snowblower.
They do. That's really weird. Okay. Never heard of that. Okay. I think we're caught up. Let's get on with the articles. All right. Just hold on a sec.
Turn them off.
Let me share the screen.
Turn off the air block.
There we go.
The comment.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me just turn this off. There we go. And now we'll share the screen. Click on Facebook. And I think we did a refresh. We'll just do a refresh here and see.
I guarantee you didn't do a refresh.
I just did a refresh. And guess what? Bob has the first. Let me just make this a little bigger. Bob has the first. You stuck one in on us there, Bob. There you go. Do you want to talk about Think Like a Bad Guy?
Bad guy. How AI could turn the tide against robocalls.
I'm all for that.
Bad guys use AI to generate robocalls, but this is new technology that's in the pipeline to use AI to block robocalls by anticipating what the bad guys are going to do. It's like a great big database of all the possible stuff that the bad guys could be throwing at us for robocalls, and if it meets one of those criterias, it'll get blocked.
That's going to be great.
Sign me up.
Well, it's not quite available yet. It's something that's in the pipeline.
All right. Will you keep me posted, Bob? Let me know when it comes out. I want to do it right away, okay? Ray, Windows 11 should fire up Paint now?
Listen, remember Microsoft Paint? I think it's been around for 32 years. 32 years. Think about that. So this article points out that it may be around even longer because we're going to get a new feature, a new AI feature. The DALL-E 3 is going to be called Co-Creator. And Co-Creator is an image creation feature where you tell it what you want and it'll make that image. So it's already begun to roll out to Windows 11 users. But when I clicked on the Co-Creator icon, there's actually an icon for Co-Creator in Paint. I was invited to add my name to a list, but every indication is it will be broadly available soon within Paint.
It's already available in Copilot.
That's what I was going to mention next. Is it must be linked into Copilot, right, Bob?
Correct.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Right now has it available.
Ah, okay. Good one, Ray. Hey, this is getting really interesting. That's cool. Ray, can you comment? I can't see the article. Why do old people hate new music?
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. So this is a question that was posed by a 14-year-old girl from Massachusetts, but it's probably a question that has been asked by multiple generations over the decades, since I've been alive anyway. So the article was written by a psychologist, so that gives it some credibility. From an educated perspective. The conclusion is when in our teens, we had more time to listen to music when compared to a working adult with a family, so that music is familiar and comfortable to us, and that's what we keep on going back to. But he gives other reasons too. But I thought that was an interesting
Oh, that's
perspective that he
interesting.
came
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. Would
Well,
you say,
I can remember as a kid, my parents and other parents and all the adults saying, "We can't understand a word that Elvis Presley is singing, and it's just a lot of noise." All the things that we're saying about some of the newer music,
Yes,
our parents said to us about the music we liked, and
excellent
we
point.
still listen to every once in a while.
Or every day.
Ray,
Yep.
on your the music on the show, the outro that you have, would you
Yeah.
say that the best response you get are from the ones that are most pop, the older people that not the older people, but the older songs you do, that people you get the best response from that? Would you say from the
Absolutely,
audience?
absolutely, I always tell people, I say, well, play this, play that. I said, I have to play music for my audience,
Yeah.
and and if I play stuff that they're going to hate, that's not going to work. So I try to balance it a little bit anyway in that regard. But certainly, I think the music that we learn about and appreciate in our teenage years, for the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, that lasts a lifetime.
Yep.
Right.
Totally
Now,
agree.
but Ray does. I've talked to Ray about this many times. When I was growing up as a teenager,
Oh, yeah.
Canadian content had just started, and they said, "Look, we have to have lots of Canadian content." And the only person that sung in Canadian language was Anne Murray, and that stupid Snowbird song. And they played that song every 5 minutes on the radio all through my teenage growing up. And I said to Ray, "Look, that's the one song I don't want you ever to play.
I've been prohibited from ever playing that song.
Prohibited of doing
Can you be overruled? Some of us would like to hear this.
I don't want to hear that song. I don't want to hear that song. All right, let's see. I think
What
that
else?
is that it for you, Ray?
No.
I should have another one there.
Another one. Hold on, let me come down here. Oh yeah, USB. What? Wrong USB cable?
Yes. Now, for those that would prefer to watch a video rather than reading text, this article provides a link to YouTube with a 14-minute discussion on just about everything USB related. And the host explains why it's crucial to know what US cable is best for the device that you have in mind. And he explains the two different types of USB charging available today. What we're all used to is the old-fashioned standard USB charging, but there's something new called, and this comes with USB-C, called USB power delivery. And if you've been buying some of the more recent hubs that are USB-C connected, you'll see they have a slot for USB power delivery. That's also found in the newer laptops, and that'll charge your device maybe twice as fast as the standard charge.
Oh,
Yeah, and playing back too. Now, the reason I'm on my iPad is I'm backing up my computer, and it's been doing it now for a day and a half, and it's got another day to go. And so what I'm thinking is, number one, I'm using a USB-A plug, and I think it's a USB 3 plug, but I don't think the one that came with the hard drive it's a 2, so it's going to be a little bit slower. So I think a USB-C is what I should get, a hard drive with a USB-C connection. And then also, I probably should get a hard drive that's an SSD as opposed to the mechanical, which is what I've got, and just to make it all faster.
Yep, I
right.
absolutely agree.
all right. I can't see. Oh, so just to let everyone know, the reason I can't see some of these articles now, there's good news and sort of bad news. Is yesterday the Canadian government reached an agreement with Google, and this is big news, and we'll actually have that as Huey's got that as an article. But they agreed to the news issue of the sharing of the news and financial compensation. So the war is over with Google, which is good news. But Facebook hasn't agreed to anything yet. Now, part of the problem with this is Australia already negotiated between Google and Facebook and has completed the negotiations. But the next round of negotiations will be with the EEC over in Europe. And I suspect they're probably dragging their feet because they don't want to set any precedents, because that's the biggie when they're doing the negotiations with the EEC. But anyway, so let you know it's almost fixed, and then I can see these articles.
And then this has to do with music and the genres. Ray, what does the article have to say about that?
Well, okay. So, how many Spotify, the European streaming service, the biggest one really, has come out with a number of genres. Now, when I was growing up, I can think offhand maybe there was 6. There could be more, but 6 genres of music that would be advertised or classified is a better way of saying it. That was rock, of course, R&B, country, classical, jazz, maybe show tunes. I'll throw that in there. According to Spotify, though, they say about 100,000 new tracks are uploaded to their streaming service every day. 100,000 every day. Wow. And they are sorted into more than 6,000 genre classifications. 6,000. Now, why is this? Well, this is, I feel, my opinion, mainly because now the world has the ability to stream music, which all gets counted towards the total numbers of determining hit songs, whereas before it was just really North America and Europe set the standard. So now that the whole world is contributing, you're getting things that are particular just to a particular country that you wouldn't hear anywhere else. It's really becoming much more confusing.
And back when we were younger, Ray, to be on the charts, it was by sales of actual records, a physical piece of material, or it was radio plays, and that was the only way they could get a list. Where now there's so many different places and the ability to have all kinds of music from all kinds of places and people that it's no wonder there's that many.
Yeah.
But Ray, how's that going to work? Because it would have to be by country, because let's take the United States, for example. Taylor Swift might be, the number one song for that week or whatever. But if you included that in India and maybe China and Europe,
which are the two largest popular,
I mean, that's going to change the whole scenario. And I think that your listening would be based on your country, wouldn't it?
No, it's based on a worldwide event. I guess an example. I asked this question once before. Can you name the top selling artist of 2022 and now 2023? Right. And the answer is Bad Bunny. What is Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican rapper who speaks in the Spanish language. So just think of Latin America and Spain and every other country in the world where Spanish is the spoken language. That's the kind of music they want to listen to, something they can understand. So I'm making this point saying it's really changing the entire framework on a worldwide basis.
Yeah.
And streaming, number of times people stream. One last comment. Bad Bunny, for a period, I forget the exact period, had 4 billion streams for just one song. 4 billion.
All right, let's go on. Okay, cool. Yes, now this was very interesting, and the reason I put this up here is for a couple of reasons. How to scan your documents to PDFs using Google Drive. Now some of the comments we get on the show is people say, "Can you recommend a printer that scans and prints?" And that really, I think, is sort of that ship has sailed. Most people should understand, and I've been doing this for years and made a bunch of videos on it, is that use your phone. I mean, Google now in the Google Drive app, and there's another article coming on because the Google Drive app just came out for the iPhone. So it's available on iOS now. And that's the big story about this is all available on Apple now as well. But you just take your Google Drive app and say, okay, I want to scan it. You hit that and you scan it with your phone. Nobody uses printers anymore. I think that ship has sailed and we're not going back there again. So if you still are walking over to the printer, you're putting your page down on the printer, you're closing the lid, and you're going back to your computer, you're hitting the button and say scan. I think you should look at this article because it's so easy and it scans it even into a PDF for you. So I don't know if you guys are doing that, but this is what we're doing now.
And for those who don't know, when you take a picture of a document, you know that you've got corners cut off, it's skewed a little bit, where the software now is smart enough, it straightens it out and makes a page out of it, and is just like you ran it through the scanner, even though when you took the picture, it's off a little bit.
Right. And that's the other issue about this article was that the new update with the Google Drive app is you just take and just generally point to the article you want scanned, and it'll set the boundaries. The AI or however it does it sets the boundaries and does it all, and it just boom, it's instantly scanned for you. That really works very well.
Now you tell me we spent $300 last year on a high-end scanner for Carol's business. Wow.
My printer scanner has never had the scanner used at all.
I know.
It has been misused, but the scanner part is brand new. I'd like out of the box because I've never used it.
Yeah, right. That's it. Okay, let's look. I got to go back now. This is where Huey always does this. So I got to go back now and find where the heck are we? We'll come back up here. And we got to go over a few of the comments. Carl says he says he has a Toyota snowblower, but then he says, oops, it's Toro. Okay, Carl. Murray says, good morning from Victoria. Murray, you're late this morning. And Carl says, okay, so I have Windows Office 365. How do I start using Copilot? An example, how it would be used with Excel or Word file. Well, first, let me say that, Carl, this is really an important topic that at Tech for Senior this year, we are going to spend a lot of time talking about. So I know you're on our Monday show all the time. We're going to be going through Copilot because as Windows, as we move forward this year, this is a huge feature for Windows people. And so it's going to be something we're going to be on top of it. And we're going to be doing lots of stuff about Copilot. Right, Bob?
You got it.
So, and right, Huey too.
Yeah, and Huey as well, and and Bill James, we're all on top of Copilot. So we're gonna work on answering that question for you over the next little while. Murray says, but I really liked classical music pre-1900 as a teenager, and my parents certainly did not mind that. Murray says, I still like the Snowbird song. Murray, we're not playing it. Never.
Let the Canadians duke it out.
Yeah, not going to happen. Gerald Smith says, you were slightly out of focus. Is that me or who? Must be Huey. Must be Huey. Can't be me.
My glasses are dirty. It's probably me.
Clark Walker says, Huey looks like a giant. Well,
I am.
You are. Murray says, what am I doing? What am I doing that is taking a long time? Using Linux is shredding the content on some of the old hard drives before I recycle them. Gerald Smith, trying to click a couple of times in the live button on the timeline toolbar. Try clicking a couple times on the live button. No, don't do that.
That's an answer to the out of focus, I think.
Oh, okay. Murray says, but the images scanned with the phone are not true. That is not true, Murray. That's an old thought. The images scanned on a phone are not as good as those scanned on a flatbed scanner. Not true at all. Unless there would be some reason, if you had some specific reason that you needed to scan, let's say some photographs, and you want them in a very, very high resolution for some application you're going to use them for. But remember, most people are going to be looking at these images on a low res computer screen. So there's no point in making huge high res pictures unless you have some printing, you want to print them off.
Yeah.
I'll spend over here. We'll come down here. I agree on poor resolution issue on the screen projections, not of the TFS live portion. Murray says, I prefer to listen to classical music, but the pieces are too long for Ray to play on TFS. Carl says, great on Copilot future presentations. Yep, we're going to do that. Brian says, the only downside to scanning on your phone is there is no auto loader.
Yeah, I can put
mean
8 or 10
feeder.
pages in mine, and it's
Right.
it's a sheet feeder, and it
Right.
not only does one side. If I tell it it's two-sided, it will bring them back and then put them back through again and scan the other side.
But you know, I have done that, and if you, I will tell you that it's still infinitely faster to do it on your phone because you hit click 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 and you just go through the pages.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put it on even with an auto scanner, it takes forever to go through the machine. It's better doing it on the phone. Murray says, that's what I want is a very high resolution scan result with the exact dimensions of the original. Okay, let me get this off. No, we will get that. There we go. All right, let's go down here. Oh, now this is cool. Now, I need help from you guys, and here's the deal. Amazon's new Echo frames are slightly louder and start shipping next week.
Lighter
And
as
if
well. Yeah.
And if we look at the article here, Amazon's Echo Frame strategy is to skip the visual augmentation reality feature and go on. And anyway, it has Alexa Miss A voice built in. It sounds like a valuable addition. And there's some cool stuff it does. I mean, these are the glasses as we come down here, and you can see them. And they've got them on, and they've got them on about $75 off, and you can add your prescription into them. And this is through Amazon, only available in the US. So this is really cool. So they're about $250, but they actually, if you look at where the heck are they? Look at the article, and I'm not going to go through the whole article, but the frames are really nice. There's some really cool frames in there. And for $250, I want to get these. This is going to be really cool. Now it's not available in Canada. So I think I'm going to talk to either Huey, Bob, or Ray. I'm going to have them ordered. I'm going to send them to your house, and you can send them back up to me because I think this is cool. For $250, these are going to be some pretty neat glasses.
I've been looking at a pair like that. I'm not so as interested in the camera as I'm interested in the wearing these as headphones.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
can play music. There's a nice feature that way.
That's
Much
right.
more comfortable.
Yep. So there are lots of cool features. So I think these are going to be a big. Now, Jolyn, who's on our show often, I think she has Google glasses. These are the Amazon glasses coming out. So I thought, cool stuff. We got to talk more about that subject. Okay, that's cool. This is Copilot continue to expand rapidly. Soon it will arrive at a new Microsoft service. One of the article this is an interesting article about Copilot, and this will maybe come back to Carl's issue, is the problem is people don't know a lot about it, and where do you get help? And the article says even Windows support staff don't really get this stuff because it's all new. So it's really a problem of what is it and how does it work, and if you have problems, where do you go? And we're gonna solve that for you on Tech for Senior, because we're going to be doing lots of shows about that.
That's because we're trying to learn how to use it.
Yeah, we're going to learn it as we go through, and we'll tell you what
the integration is planned, but it has not yet happened. For instance, I can't go into PowerPoint and ask it to create my PowerPoint for me because that integration hasn't yet happened. As soon as it does, that's what I'm waiting for. I want to be able to put text in there and then tell it, okay, now create an image for me. But right now, you can't do that yet. Not
You can in Canva, and it'll create a PPTX too.
Mhm. All right. So the next article is one from Tom's Guide, and I put this on this morning, and I read this, and I thought, oh man, we got to talk about this. This is really interesting article. All right. I've been so the article is about AI and cell phones, and Samsung, the S24 that's coming out next year. Well, I guess next month or whenever it's shortly going to be coming out. Is I was really interested in this because of AI. It's going to be the first AI phone, right? And I'm thinking, okay, this is something I got to get into, and this will be really cool. So the article talks about, well, what is an AI phone? Well, Samsung is trying to copyright the term AI phone. In other words, it it's all in the name. So exactly what are you going to do as AI on the phone is, well, I don't know yet, but they want to copyright and get this concept as an AI phone. Now,
everyone.
if you look at the article and you go into Tom's Guide, and I think they do a reasonably good article, and you come down and you look at the article, and oh man, where does it go down here? It talks about the Pixel 8. If you talk about it, talks about the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro as having the most advanced AI capabilities that phones have. Of all the phones that are using AI on phones, it's particularly using Google Assistant. The AI and is like crazy good on the Pixel 8. And I thought, well, hold on, I didn't even think they had AI on Pixel 8. This is because it's not in the name. You see where I'm going with this? So I
Ron,
don't know.
can I interject for a
Yeah, go
second?
ahead, Bob.
AI is the software integration into the phone and how it operates and how it produces or changes the images that you take with the camera. Okay, that's what when we're talking about AI, because the camera itself is still just the camera, is what you do with the processing of that picture after it's been taken. That's where AI comes in.
Right, but they're not talking specifically with AI in the Pixel 8 in the Pixel 8 Pro. We're
Yeah,
talking about using it.
it does have software that can make changes to those images.
Right, but
Dep-
not we're not talking about camera. I'm not talking about the camera. I'm talking about Google Assistant and using AI with Google Assistant. And that's what the article talks about. And it talks about how that is happening
Yep.
and how it's so good, which I had no idea because I thought Samsung would be, hold on, it's going to label it as an AI phone, but really what's in the substance of that? So it's interesting to look at the article and see how this is all rolling out. So I thought that's why I put the article up.
And my Miss A, I asked her today, what is the uh, average temperature for this time of year in this area? And she had no idea how to answer it, where AI would. And so I think the Google home unit and the Miss A home unit, they're missing the boat. Hopefully, they're working on it because they're going to have to, or those items are just going to go away.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to go quick through because we're getting late here, I'm going to go through the articles pretty quick now. IKEA, $10, affordable smart home sensors. So if you are an IKEA shopper, you may be looking at that, and that's pretty cool. This is a follow-up on the article we talked about earlier. Google Drive for iPhone adds a built-in document scanner. So if you do, if you have an iPhone and you want to put, if you're using Google and you have your Google Drive set up, you'll now be able to scan. Same idea right from your. It's an app that's coming out, so that's sort of cool. Now, Ray, did you sort of hear about this? If anyone's put in the chat about this, this is playables which is a gaming service that's available through YouTube if you're on YouTube Premium. This is an added feature of what we pay for, and it's called Playables. And here's YouTube Playables, a free game selection for you. I put that in there. You can look at the article. If you are paying for the premium service and you are a gamer, you want to play some games, this is an option for you that's included in your in the value that we pay per month.
Okay, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, it's there and it's free, and you just that's sort of cool. So have a look at that.
Yeah, I was looking at YouTube, and I noticed something about a game, and I didn't have time to take a look at it, but it definitely is there.
It's called Playables. Yeah, and it's called
Yep.
Playables. I'm not sure if it's an app. I think on your phone it's another app that you download, but it's probably on it's on your PC as well. Shopping tips. This was on Kim Commando this morning. 15 shopping apps that collect the most user data, and of course the topper one is eBay, and the second one is shopping. Now, I guess the question though that I don't think that's a bad thing, and here's the reason, and I'm going to give you my reason for this, is that the thing I like about Amazon is when I go on Amazon, it focuses in on what I'm interested in. When I go over to Walmart and I go over there and I look at their site, it doesn't do that. And it's just this great big vast site, and it has no idea what I'm really interested in. And the same problem I have is when I go to, it's getting a little bit better with Best Buy, is when I go to Best Buy again. It would be nice if they know I'm looking for Chromebooks. I go there all the time. I'm looking for Chromebooks. When I log into Best Buy, why can't they present me with all the latest Chromebooks, right? Like it's so I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. You know, I think that it helps shoppers. The more we get information about that. This is the article that Huey posted that says Google will pay 74 million US, which 100 million Canadian annually to Canadian news services under the new online law, and that's thank heavens that's sorted out now, and that
but that's only Google, not Facebook.
Only Google, not Facebook, which is where we have all our problems with. Huey, Copilot icon is moving to a new Windows place in Windows 11.
Yeah, they're going to actually have it over on the far right side, to the right of where your where the time is and where you can click and get your notifications. It's going to be to the right of that.
All right.
But it's still it's in the test versions now, but it's not available. Bob probably has it, but the rest of us probably don't.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm just going to go over a couple more. I know we're running out of time and we're over a little bit, but to be fair to Huey, we haven't talked a lot about your articles. I'm just going to do a couple more articles for Huey here as he posted these. Huey.
Yeah. Apparently there's some things in Google Chrome. That's the browser now that you need to update. So if you're using Chrome on your PC or on your Mac or on any other device, make sure you update it.
Okay. And
that's from Bob.
Bob. Informed. Yes, we know about free app from US Postal Service, informed delivery.
Yeah, we talked about this on one of the shows I was on recently. It's something I have subscribed to for a long time and really like, so I can know what's in my mailbox before I go down there.
Yeah, I subscribe to that.
Yep. The only thing is tell them don't bother bringing it to me. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Keep the bills. Keep the bills, right? Okay, Gerald Smith says, I fixed the out of focus problem by refreshing the page. There you go. And Carl says, is Copilot and AI related? And we're going to talk about, stay tuned, Carl. We will be going this whole year. We're going to be doing lots of Copilot stuff.
But basically the answer to that is Copilot is AI.
Right. It's the change. You're going to see the Windows changing, and it is going to be mostly Copilot now. All right. Listen, that is, I think that's our just comments here. We got the comments off. There we go. Oh, that went so fast.
I
Another
know.
whole hour.
I still got words left to say, and
I
we're out
know,
of time.
I'm sorry. We'll have to just, anyway. And I'm sorry. Did I do okay, Huey? I did your
You
job?
did fine.
Did
You're
I
going
do
to get
okay?
a star on your report card.
I hope. Well, I'm looking forward to you coming back next week because it's a lot of work managing all this stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking forward to it as
All right.
well.
Hopefully your backup if your backup isn't finished by next week, you got too much junk on your computer. You got too much stuff.
Go
One
out.
point. Why I just dumped a bunch of old Zoom recordings from the last couple of years. I just kept 2023, but I had a couple of years, so I've got it down now. My hard drive's got 1.43 terabytes of information.
All right.
Get rid of the old and put in an SSD for your backup. It'll cut
Yep.
your time into a
Yeah,
third.
that's absolutely what's next.
Okay.
I hope there's some special deals on hard drives pretty soon.
All right.
They just passed.
Yep.
Yeah, you just missed it, man. All right, everyone, listen, we got to go. Thank you so much for coming. We do appreciate it. Please give us that thumbs up and like, and that really helps us. And please, we want to thank you for being here for this whole hour with us. It's your enthusiasm, and you keep coming back each week and listening to us old people talk, right? So
Yeah.
maybe we say something important for you. Maybe enjoy it. And if you do, we do appreciate that. Don't forget our Monday show. Huey's going to be the MC this coming Monday. He's got a great show lined up for you. So we'll see you on Monday. If not, we'll be back here this coming next Thursday with more news articles of the week. All right. Bye now. Thanks for coming.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.